of this in terms of if we have an ordered pair on our calculator, H1, K1 would be our first ordered pair, H2, K2 would be our second. And so let's see what we wind up with. Okay, so if we take our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Here is our point slope equation. What we need to do is we need to put this all in terms of the h and k's. So instead of y1, we do need to replace it. We'll use our k1 value. So here's the point I'm going to use. Is equal to, now we also have to convert our slope into h's and k's. So our slope is going to be the difference of my k values divided by the difference of my y values, or I'm sorry, my h values. So that's my m, and then I'm just going to multiply that by x minus, and my x1 became h1. And so this is my new equation, my point slope equation written in terms of two-ordered pair, h1 k1 and h2 k2. So once again, if I were to solve this equation for y, it would give me my slope-intercept form, or the equation of my line. Okay, so now it's just a matter of defining my function to do all of this for me. So once again, I'm going to start with define. I'm telling the calculator that I want to define a function that's located under this F4 tab, define. I'm going to give my function a name. So I'm going to call this time now it's two ordered points, or two ordered pair. So I'm going to call my function 2 points. So if I alpha lock my calculator, type in 2 points, that's the name of my function. Again, it gives me descriptive enough word that allows me to identify what calculation this, or what function this stands for. I then want to identify the order of my inputs. So since I'm calling it 2 points, I'm just going to enter it as 2 points. So I'm going to enter it as h1 k1 followed by h2 k2. Okay, so there's the order of my inputs. I'm just going to add those to my calculator. Okay, so h1 k1, h2 k2, and then my final step is to enter the equation. So equals, and once again I'm going to use this whole solve feature. Now you do have to build it a little more carefully, because this whole thing needs to be in parentheses, as well as the individual numerator and the individual denominator. So here's the way that you're going to enter this entire calculation to solve for y. So you'll use the solve first. So F2, again, you can embed a solve feature inside your user-defined function. And then in parentheses, I take y minus my y1 value, which I've replaced with k1. Set that equal to, and now you have to build your grouping symbols here. So this whole m value needs to be enclosed in parentheses. Not only does that whole m value, but the numerator needs to be enclosed, as well as the denominator individually. So I'm going to set up another parentheses here to embed my numerator, which is the difference of my k's. So k1 minus k2. Close it off. There's my numerator. I'm going to divide that by my entire denominator here, so I need to enclose that within parentheses. h1 minus h2. Close those parentheses. Okay, but I still have to close the parentheses of my entire slope as well. So I have to put a second closed parentheses here. So now I've enclosed this entire slope. So I'm going to multiply that by my difference of x minus, again, I had to replace h1. Close off that set. And then comma y tells the calculator that's what I want it to eventually solve for, and it's going to give me my equation in terms of y equals, in terms of that slope-intercept form. So now when I hit enter, it should say done. Okay, and I'll come back to this screen here in just a moment. But if I go back and let's say I wanted to confirm that I get the right answer for this, I can go second subtraction, hit var link. Now my new name is 2 points, so I'm going to hit the T button. It'll jump all the way down to the first function with the name, or that starts with the letter T. It's my 2 points function. I'm going to type in 1 comma -1 followed by 4 comma 2. Just again, you're not entering them as ordered pair, you just enter them as a list of coordinates. Hit enter and it confirms y equals x minus 2 is my function.